untraditional and unceded lands of the Galapagos combination, the original caretakers of Los Santos Bay. Their homelands include what we now call Los Santos County and the islands of Santa Catalina, San Nicolas, San Clemente, and Santa Barbara, stretching from Topanga Canyon to Lagonia Beach, and from the San Diego Mountains to the sea. I acknowledge this land with gratitude as an uninvited guest from the Pasco Yaqui tribe of Arizona. I also want to honor those here today who are the first in their families, able to pursue an education and not solely focus on survival. Like you, I didn't grow up with access to many privileges. I earned my Doctor of Public Health and Health Policy Leadership at Loma University, with the same place my parents first met working with janitors. So how did I get here? The path wasn't straight and it wasn't easy. I was academically dismissed 3 times, evicted from student housing twice through no fault of my own. After barely graduating with my bachelor's degree, I failed my first attempt at a career and found myself on unemployment and questioning what came next. After finding employment at Loma University, I decided to give myself a raise and use my education benefit credits, which empowered me and gave me the nerve to apply for a master's program. My alma mater immediately rejected me due to my academic history with a big question mark at the end. University of Redlands didn't respond for so long that I drove down there and in person to fight for my future. I explained the instability that impacted my performance as an undergraduate and how my life was different now. Liz Villegas, campus director of graduate professional enrollment, saw something in me and advocated for my admission. I accepted. I later invited her to my Delta Mu Delta Honor Society ceremony. Though she couldn't attend, she wrote back with pride saying, "What a great opportunity and accomplishment." Once I figured out how to be successful, I just kept going and immediately applied for my doctoral program. While in school, I noticed that many of my peers were already working in their chosen careers, and I was still working jobs that required a high school diploma. One day I went to chapel and heard Jared David Naughton speak and sing, and mentioned the American College of Healthcare Executives, ACHE. I started attending their meetings, and one day I cornered Jared and the VP of LU at the time, Trevor Wright. I told them, I am the Delta Mu Delta Honor Society member, but my resume just says key marked and entry-level analyst. What do I do? Jared gave me advice I did not want to hear. Volunteer, gain experience that way. And Jared, I know you're not here today, but I want you to know that I took your advice and I hated it. I had a growing family, I had bills, volunteering did not make sense, but I did it anyway. Between job applications and interviews, I redirected my energy from worrying to serving. I quickly learned something powerful. You don't need anyone's permission to grow. You can build your own path. For me, that path led to gaining experience in public health and Indian country. I got a role in AT2 Strategies as my side hustle, consulting with their work. Out of 574 federally recognized tribal nations, only 6 had certified public health departments. My tribe, Pasco Yaqui, was the 4th. I saw the need, I knew my purpose, to keep my relatives out of crisis care, to work on the health side of healthcare, not the sick side of medicine, and make that make sense. When I was in my doctoral candidate phase, I marched right into my Indian Health Service clinic in San Bernardino and said, "Give me a job!" And that's when I learned they didn't have a public health department. They had grant-funded programs, diabetes care, food support, but no public health infrastructure. Not long after that encounter, I got the call from an LU Master's Public Health alumni who had noticed my dedication to volunteering. He offered me a job, a position in public health at a drug rehab residential facility in San Francisco. They hired my husband too as an associate marriage and family therapist, paid for our relocation, rolled out the red carpet. I thought, this is it. 4 months and 3 CEOs later, I heard, the grant ended, we don't know what you do here, we can't keep you on. I negotiated a severance package and I left that meeting to attend my first ultrasound for my baby Rose. Sounds pretty bleak, right? It could have been a devastating moment, but because of the trust I had built through volunteering, because of the relationships, the reputation, service, I secured a job before I got home the same day. No application necessary. Since then, my LinkedIn profile byline proudly reads Indigenous Public Health Professional, Tribal Healthcare Consultant, Author, now speaker, Grant Writer, and Randall Lewis Fellow. I serve my community and honor those who came before me. My parents who believed in education and sacrificed everything so we could succeed. My father who received a life-saving liver transplant after battling preventable fatty liver disease. My mother who dropped out of school due to undiagnosed dyslexia and was told she'd never succeed. And to be honest, in a moment of teenage rebellion, I told her, if school's so important, why don't you go back and get your GED? She couldn't. So I stand here today for all of them, for my ancestors who moved my feet, who lift me up even now. I work for those who can't. I believe that every moment of failure is an end or passing on and an opportunity for renewal or rebirth. Because when they murdered and buried my American Indian family in the ground, they didn't know that